Thank you. Hi. Do you hear me well? Okay, great. I don't know what's your motivation in entering this presentation. If it's a title, as the organizer told us, yes, it's a bit controversial, especially if I can read on your website of the Ministry of the Economy and Innovation that the Lithuania aims to be the most favorable country for the development of artificial intelligence. So if you are one of those people who are really believing that, probably in my catometer, you are somewhere here thinking about me. What is this guy talking about? If you are the organizer of this event, probably you are somehow thinking, I don't know what's going to be about. Me in this catometer is here. Because I believe and I hope that in the next 20 minutes I'm going to tell you and show you a bit more about the retail media, which is not very famous yet, but it's built a business of many brands throughout the world. Of course, if you check it on websites like Google Trends, you won't see so many questions about retail media as, for instance, you could find it on questions related to artificial intelligence. Of course, because it's a matter not of funny things, but doing business. Why? Because it's already huge. And if you see a lot of data about retail media, it shows that it has a really double-digit growth, and it's really huge one. It's already 140 billion worldwide, but it's also full of AI. So you don't have to think about AI independently, because there are lots of AI tools that are already used by retail media companies in very different areas. One of them is for sure personalization. You have robotics, you have virtual assistants, you have fraud detection, and so on and so on. And for the next minutes, I'm going to dive deeper into the concept of retail media and show you how you can think about it in terms of scaling your business. I'm ready. If you are ready, let's start. OK, so the first thing is going to be the definition. So let's start from the definition part. I'm partly academic, already a PhD, so I like some definitions. So the retail media concept is a marketing that is at the point of sale or near the point of sale within retail environments. It's quite simple. Yeah, so you have the opportunity to market people at the point of sale or near the point of sale. To dive a little bit more, let's look what IAB Europe says. It's a more graph version, not the word one. So we have the retail media, where you can have it in off-site perspective, for instance, or even the on-site. We have the retailer managed perspective, and we have the retail media network, CRM, and so on and so on. And probably thinking, what's the clue here? The clue here, we have, for instance, from McKinsey, that showed us in recent research that retail media companies and retail media networks, they deliver performance in places where I cannot get elsewhere, like, for instance, higher ROAS. Or it can offer you the access to audiences you cannot reach in other places. Of course, three more that are highlighted by McKinsey are, from my perspective, also very important and valid. For instance, transparency in terms of topics of AI, fraud, fake news, and so on and so on. It's really important to have the really transparent communication with audiences, whether they are consumers or they are sellers. Of course, the reporting that is granular, and of course, it shows that it provides scale I cannot find elsewhere. It's in between here, because if we have an audience and we have a performance, we also can have somehow scale, but it's also highlighted by McKinsey. I worked, as you mentioned, for the last 10 years in media business in Ringier Axel Springer. It's an owner for Forbes or Business Insider. And we put a lot of pressure and effort to build the brand, of our clients. And what is interesting in retail media, it combines two perspectives. One, is the performance perspective. So it helps you to increase your sales, to increase the value of the shopping cart, or even to build a customer loyalty. But on the other hand, it also provides the opportunity to also increase your brand perspective, and it's building and strengthening the image of the brand or launching the new product and so on and so on. So within one environment, you have an opportunity to choose somehow whether you more are likely to go into the brand perspective, which is quite important if you are working in a very competitive environment and you have lots of competitors. Another version is the performance perspective. Now, the retail media is somehow called the third wave of the evolution of marketing and communication. The first wave was the search engines perspective. Yeah, the second one was the social media. And the third one are different brands that are in this retail media world, like Instacart, like Walmart, like Amazon, like Uber Eats, like eBay, or like Allegro. Just to show you the brands that are in this retail media world available and present, you have each continent where you can see some global players that are playing in the retail media world. I will show you a little bit more about some of them later on. But as I'm from Poland, I would like to show you a little bit more the inner perspective of the Polish e-commerce market, that you can understand a little bit more why we know quite a lot right now about the dynamics of retail media. The first one is that in Poland, which is more than right now 38 million of people, about 80% of them, they have already bought something online. So we are quite keen in buying online. And from the entrepreneurship perspective, there are 65,000 online shops in Poland. The second thing is that 30 people of them, they shop also abroad. So they're also doing this as the share of the online perspective in the region, in the CE region, 46% of the online shoppers are Poles. And the third thing is the business part. So the market valuation right now is about 29 billion euro, and the share of online shopping in this trade part is between 8 to 10. It depends on the seasonality. So just to give you then one slide about the market to understand a little bit more than the concept of retail media. And the company I represent, which is Allegro, just to show you where we position ourselves and what's the role of Allegro in Polish market right now. It's the GMV on the platform for 2023. So it's 12.1 billion euro for 2023. It's roughly 500 million offers that are on the platform already, and it's right now 183 million euro ad revenues. So from retail media, it's already 183 million euro. Where is it located? It's located in very different brands, because the concept of retail media is not specific to different branches. It's very branch agnostic, I would say. So we have some clients from the motor industry, home and garden, from Electro, but also from telco or finance, where they do not sell goods. They all quite often sell different services, and the concept of retail media allows clients also to benefit from that. So if they are called non-GMV clients, so they do not generate revenues from the platform, but also they can benefit from the retail media concept. And right now, as you're ahead of very hectic fourth quarter, and you're thinking, I'm ahead of Cyber Monday or Christmas or other very important moments in Q4. And from the other part, you may start thinking, how to catch this retail media train, because it's growing fast, and it's faster and faster these days. I have some recommendations for you. The first one may be obvious, but it's not. The first one is just to know the customer better and even to understand local specific. Why? We observe that from customers are somehow, thinking about different things at the same time. Once we have the inflation and still the impact of inflation where people are really looking for their wallets and thinking how they can cope with that and how to buy things smartly on the internet. The other thing is that this customer journey, it's quite messy. And you can see that from the inspiration part to the purchase, somehow the road is not so straight. But on the other hand, and it's an important trend we observe as well, is called compressed commerce. And the compressed commerce concept, it shows that people they're so in a hurry these days, and they have lots of things to do that they want to go quite fast from the inspiration part to purchase. More than half of users, they say that to want to go from the inspiration part to the purchase part within 1 day. So when I think about one thing I want to buy, to really buying this product, and it's not only fast consumer goods. There are different categories, and people are really thinking they want to do it just within 1 day. So the contact you can have with them to show your product, to promote yourself, and to distinguish from other competitors, it's really, really small. So I will show you, for instance, what we do, for instance, on Czech market. So we have on platforms like retail media, the price guarantee. This is something that is important for price-sensitive consumers. So we guarantee the lowest price on the market from one side. The second thing is that people want to have it quite fast. So there are some different options of deliveries and smart deliveries that are people really fond of, because consumers pay once a year around €12, and they can have for some portion of products free delivery. So if you repeat purchase quite often, and there are more than 5 million people who use that in Poland, it's very attractive options for them, because it helps to make a decision. Okay, I'll buy that product because I have a free delivery. And of course, marketing campaigns, which are also important, because the retail media players, they often do marketing campaigns, but quite often they also invite clients to take part in these campaigns. And I will show that later on. From the seller's perspective, there are also different options how to think about this inflation-driven clients. There are options, I will show you screens from my company, but you can try to find from other marketplaces as well. But this is something I can share more easily with you. Is that, for instance, there are options like automatic pricing tools that helps you to adjust your price to the price on the market and set the price you want to be as competitive as possible versus your competitors. So there are different options that marketplaces and retail media players already offer you to be more competitive and to fight for the eyes of the customer with the price. The second thing about understanding customer better is about understanding a little bit more the customer journey already. And if you are thinking about scaling your business to Poland, for instance, you can think about how and where the journey starts, when the customer journey starts. And probably some of you could say, it starts in Google. No, it's not. No, it's not. Right now, the first search engine where people start their journey when they want to buy products are marketplaces. So people, when they want to buy things, they are not going to Google and type in different products, but they all directly move to a search engine of the marketplace and start looking there for inspiration and then for buying different products. This is how the share looks right now. But what is even more from the perspective of my company is that no matter when you start your purchase journey, and you end that, quite often people, even if they start in Google, quite often they finish the journey as well on Allegro. That's why we developed different products that allowed consumers and the business simultaneously adapt to this trend, that people start their journey not from Google, but from Allegro. This is just one short example.
Meet ML Listing, a model that dynamically manages where search results are displayed on Allegro, the largest e-commerce platform in CEE. Instead of fixed ad slots, it now combines the need for the best listings for shoppers with the display of sponsored offers that generate revenue for merchants. If sponsored offers are less relevant to what the shopper is looking for, they are displayed lower in the search results. When sponsored offers are a good match for the shopper, they are displayed at the top of the search results.
So different tools based on artificial intelligence as well and machine learning allows to dynamically position where the organic or paid results are placed. And it's based on consumer searches. So it's not like that you're going to have lots of sponsored content and then you have organic one. No, it's dynamically adjusted to consumer search and the history of search. And based on that, it delivers both results for consumer because it faster gets what he wants or she wants, and also the marketer because if you have the CPC model, it's just based on a more effective approach that people who really think it's valuable for them, they benefit from that. The second thing I want to say is that it's very important to think about advertising from the more strategic perspective rather than thinking about it just as a tool. That's why it's good to strategize advertising. What does it mean? You may think about ads as something that disrupts you from doing something as a consumer. But this approach, it's different when you look into e-commerce perspective. And you see that on very different markets, we see that the approach towards ads is changing. And if it's lower, it's better, not the opposite one. Yeah? So it's not revenue, it's about the approach, whether the ads are annoying for you or not. If ads are based on search results, people are more pros to advertising. Our researchers made on Polish market, and I can share that with you as well, is that people say that advertising also helps them in this consumer journey. So half of them say that they have found an attractive price product through ads. So they somehow favor ads because when they want to do it, as I mentioned, within one day, so within 20 minutes, or I don't know, even 24 hours, the ads may help them to go through this process as fast as possible. The second thing is that they, 36%, they said that admit that through ads, they bought a brand they had not purchased before. So it's not only about this, as I mentioned on the beginning, just this performance perspective, but also the brand perspective as well. Because advertising also allows you to build the perception of the brand within one platform. And people even don't go through this website to other ones. They just start their discovery and purchase within one day. And the third thing is that also the ads help in shopping and accelerating purchase. So these are some examples of research that have been made in 2 years perspective. So each year we do a research about that, and this data is even bigger each year. One more thing is that the lowest price is not always the name of the game. Because we have some groups where really the lowest price is important, but also we have lots of people who would like to pay even more from a well-known brand. And what does it mean, a well-known brand? The brand they know. How they can know it? Sometimes from other platforms, but also sometimes exactly from the advertising. That's why different e-commerce and retail media brands like Walmart, on the US market at revenue year over year nearly 30%, or Mercado Libre, which is in Latin America, with a huge 60% year over year growth. It shows us that marketeers, they see that they just cannot compete with the offer itself or delivery methods. They have to also be distinguished somehow by other aspects of communication, like advertising. And I want to go dive deeply into it, but show you the different two perspectives. Like, for instance, the more branding perspective from one side, and more performance-based one on the other side. It's not a product presentation, just want to show you the different styles of communication that can maybe adapted to your communication perspective when you think about retail media. Sometimes it's not possible to say it with the static communication. So on retail media platforms, you can already find live videos, for instance, or video content where it shows and helps you to show the benefits of the product, or sometimes go even further with TV campaigns. What I mentioned that also retail media players, they often offer opportunity to be placed in TV campaigns of retail media player, like here in the campaign of Allegro with Peterson. And the third thing is also the option with solutions that are also in social media, where also retail media platforms, they cooperate with social media on different campaigns. The third thing I want to say is very obvious. But it's obvious when you look at that. But to do it in practice, it's more and more difficult. So test, learn, do, and repeat. Especially when you have to consider seasonality, rapid growth of different solutions you have, and especially activity of your competitors. So the most important thing is to somehow stand out of the crowd. And also here, as our research shows, where products are promoted, so they have this advertising part, they are also boosted in this top offers, so buy box. You may know this term from other platforms. So it also shows that the advertising shows that the benefit not only for the customers, but also helps you to position the brand in this listing. And what also the platforms offer you, they offer you quite a lot of analytics. And each platform has a different one, but very important is to understand that better, and you can understand that better with different educational content. I have just one so far for you, but maybe if you want to more know about customer journey and customer journey trends, you can scan that and see how the trends of customer journey looks like. If you're gonna see the website in Polish, just switch the language, or you can contact me directly. I will pass you the report as well. As I have just 1 more minute, 40 seconds. Just a short recap of the whole information. From my perspective, to catch this retail media, which is, as I mentioned, not as known as, for instance, artificial intelligence and scale business, for instance, in Poland or in other countries you operate in, like in Slovakia or in Czechia. It's important really to know the local perspective of users and how they behave in this inflation times. The second thing is to strategize advertising and not just thinking about, oh, okay, this guy, he's responsible for advertising, he will just start the campaign. No, just to strategize advertising, because it's crucial when you have so many competitors, not to just compete with the offer itself, but the visibility of offer as well. And third thing is to really test and learn, because each day may be very, very different. As you can see, it's not 1, 2, 3. It's always 1, 1, 1. Because just the combination of these 3 elements may help you really to grow this business and maybe join one of these companies that are right now, I can share this data with you on Polish market, yearly GMV of the different categories. One of the brand in the fashion category, 33 million euro GMV. In electronics, 143 million euro. And so on and so on. If you're interested in more topics about retail media or even about Allegro itself, I invite you to stand 60D. Where is it? It's here. So you can find it. It's directly on the left side at the end. They give you such a great socks. It's all from me. Thank you, Achu. It was a pleasure to have you.
Thank you very much for your beautiful presentation and great insights. There are a couple of questions. So first of them sounds like this. Please share your best experience with the retail media application, let's say for a very small business that's, let's say, generating up to €1 million revenue per year.
So 10 million euro is a small business.
Sorry?
10 million euro is a small business.
1 million.
1 million?
Yes.
OK. So sponsored offers, which are on different retail media platforms, they offer good scalability because they're it's a CPC model, so it's not it's not CPM and so on and so on. So it's quite effective one. And if you adjust your budget and control that even daily, because we see a lot of merchants and sellers, they do it, OK, I will put the campaign, and after a few days, I come back and see what happened. No, it's a daily routine, and if you control that, we have lots of examples. I can even share case studies of such merchants from Polish market when they did that and they had really good results. But it's very different on each category, so it's really important to understand the category and then based on that scale the business. So it's not that it's just for big brands. It's not for big brands. OK, there was an option of TV campaign, but it was just to show you the range of different options retail media have. But it's no matter whether you're a small retailer or you're a big brand, you can find on retail media option for you.
And one more last question. So from your personal experience, can you give one final advice for a business that's starting and considering your suggestions? What is the one thing that should be the key takeaway of your presentation?
Don't think about retail media like a trendy thing that's gonna last 12 months, and don't think about it like it's just flashy and you can play with it like with Midjourney, for instance. It's a really business tool that helps you scale. So don't think about, I will do it maybe next year. Because if you do it next year, the competition will be even more harsh. So if you're thinking about Q4, try testing it in Q4 2024, not 2025.
So do it today. Thank you very much.
Thank you.